was kind of surfing. I wasn't engaged. So I just told my parents I was leaving school, which totally freaked them out.
Yeah, I can see why.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because I just got into one of the best schools in the world, and then I said I was quitting. So, but luckily my uh, dad kind of understood, and he directed me to some opportunities where I kind of had an outlet. So he knew this guy called Richard Leakey, he's a famous paleoanthropologist. I think he died a couple years ago, but he discovered the oldest human remains in history, on the border of Kenya and Ethiopia, which is at the furthest extent of the Rift Valley. So Africa is pulling itself apart, and all these fossils are coming to the surface. So he had just opened a field school where people were like digging up bones, and so I got sent there basically. So I lived in Africa for in Lodwar, Kenya. Lived out in an army van for about 5 months, just working on archeological digs, and uh, it was cool. It's just dinosaur bones. You can just pick them up, you know, and clean them, and had that adventure, and then you can't start the school year in December, so then I said, what else could I do? And I kind of wanted to learn Spanish, so I moved to Argentina, and I got a TEFL, which is teaching English as a foreign language. You get a
Mm.
certificate to teach English, as foreign language teacher, and I became the Citibank's or the English teacher of record for Citibank Argentina. So I eventually found a job in Argentina, and was working at Citibank teaching bankers English. It's a wild adventure. I had a girlfriend, I had a roommate, I had like a whole life in Argentina, and wild adventure. Lived there for a year and had the best time. Learned Spanish, and uh, but finally kind of came to the realization of why I was in school. I think people need to step away from their normal lives to like understand like their place in the world, or why they should be grateful for the opportunities. Because you grow up and you're just it's middle school, high school, college, then you go into a desk job, and you never take time to think about like why you're doing something. So that was important for me to step away and figure out why the hell I was even studying. And my discovery was, uh, there was a cap of where I could go if I didn't get this degree.
Mm,
Like
okay.
I would just like would I be a Citibank Argentina teacher forever, right? And you know, have a couple kids and Argentinian kids and leave. That's what my mom's biggest fear was. She was like, I was gonna marry this girl down there and never come back. But yeah, but I did. I came back, and and then I came back to Columbia, and I finished my degree, and the rest is history.
Can we pick a couple things apart there? I got some questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned that it was an adventure. When you go from, say, having all of this land at your disposal outside of Houston to, I imagine you were packed tightly in a dorm in New York and then living out of a van in Kenya, an army van. Did you have to convince yourself it was an adventure, or were there a couple of like very early sleepless nights where you were just saying, "Excuse my language, what the fuck am I doing?"
Yeah, I think when I got to Kenya, I remember you fly into Nairobi, and Nairobi is, I think, a case study in income inequality and what we don't want to become in
Mhm.
America. Because you have people living in this neighborhood called Karen Blixen, which is just super ritzy, and beautiful jungle apartments and all this stuff. And then it's gated, and then you have like armed guards everywhere around this neighborhood, and you leave, and it's just urban slums, and people are just living in mud, and it's just like it's insane. Um, I've never seen people live like that. And then you fly into this desert desert town called Lodwar, and Lodwar is, if people should just look it up on a map. I mean, there's nothing there. It's like 10 huts put together with like chicken wire and, metal. And it's just it was so eye-opening, like, wow, like, I'm so lucky, you know, where I am because I remember getting off the plane and a guy, was my age who was missing a leg, and
Mm.
I couldn't even look at him because it was so shocking. So,
There's
yeah.
probably a very hairy story behind how he lost that leg as well too.
Dude, I saw child soldiers, like, I saw dead people, like, it was crazy, dude.